Hi there, I'm Martin Dunlop. I'm the design lead in the digital team. I'm here to demo the on-site module within OASIS Bridge. So let me share my screen just now. Now, the first step is obviously log into Bridge. Now, the point of the on-site module is that it allows clients that already have an account to store items and inventory on their own premises, but track the movements and inventory overall within Bridge. So the first step when a client is set up with this capability is on-site location. They have to create the locations within the system that they can store on their own premises. So here I've already added a couple, which are central storage unit and test point one. You can create these and add them whenever needed, and they're just an entity within the system that has a description. So the name of that location. You can also add a barcode, especially if the client has on-site scanners that they can use, then a barcode may well be useful for them adding to the door of those storage locations, and they can just track things more efficiently on the system that way. But not necessary. They can just create a description and give the location a name. The other part of the on-site piece is the administrator. Now, the admin of the account is able to access this and view effectively an audit trail of any and all inventory that has been added to on-site storage and where it's been moved to and from. And you can do that by ways of reporting. So every time you create an on-site movement, it will create a batch report for those movements. Whether that's just moving one box from one user to another on the same site, or if it's moving or adding a lot at the same time through a single work order, and it will all be reported. Now, first thing to showcase how this works is if I add a box with a barcode number I know has been made up just for this demo, I add the year that that item's for, 2025, additional info, which is always needed. Um, and then here you'll also see once their account has been set up for on-site module, they should be able to access the on-site locations that they've set up. So I can access the two that I've created here. So I'll just select central storage unit for this one. And the name of the person that's adding this item or taking this item out of storage is auto assigned to the person that's logged in. So that's to myself just now. Um, this is a valuable bit of information for whenever the movements take place for that item when it's being moved from a different storage location on site, particularly by a different user. So it just allows the whole audit trail to keep check of things. So I'll save that down now. That will then, as always, create a work order, which takes me to the cart page. So here you can see in the metadata, it's got the on-site location, who it's being added by, and the fact that it is an item that's been added to inventory with a new barcode for on-site storage. So I've got the send order here. The delivery address is obviously irrelevant at this point. The delivery priority, however, should be set to detail indexing, and the department should be chosen as always for whatever relevant department the user is from. Send that work order through, and the system will come back with a batch report showcasing the detail that I've just entered there, and the fact that that item is now logged in inventory, and the batch report itself also has a reference, so that adds to the audit trail. And you can see here in the report, it's got the barcode I assigned the item, the type of item, and the location where it is going to be stored. So if I now go back and remember that barcode, we'll be able to see it in the search results. So automatically, because there's no physical movement between the client and OASIS, it's just within the client, this will automatically go into their inventory and they can search for it straight away. Now here, you're able to, as always, send it to OASIS if needed. That'll add on the physical storage charge, whether it's invoice monthly or whatnot, but that's a different story. If it's been kept on site, they can check it in or check it out. And this is where it will record the movement for that batch report. You can also just transfer. So for this icon here, this is where you can transfer it between people from the same client. So say there's two separate users within one office of a client, they can see who has the item currently, they can request it from them, and they'll disclaim in the system, as I'll do here, that it changes hands and it may even change location. It could be the same building, but it'll say, for instance, it'll be test point two within the same location. They can choose between the two. So right now it's been stored in central storage unit. I'll say that it's going to move to test point one, and I'll just leave it as myself. Let's just say for context purposes, I'm moving it from one room to another. Save that down, and that'll reflect straight away. If you saw that there, it just changed from central storage unit to test point one. And you can do that as and when needed. That will be captured in the audit log. You can also check it in, and again, that will create another work order. So that's added to the cart. So you'll see here the reference of what I'm trying to do and the item that I'm trying to move or check in. So it's check in for me as a user. I'll send the order. Again, choose detail indexing, select the department, and send that through. And that'll complete it as a work order on the system, like any other work order that goes through, except there is no physical movement between OASIS and the client. It again creates a batch report stating that a movement or a change has taken place for this on-site item. So now if I go back and search for that item again, it'll have the option of checkout now. So right now it states that it's checked in to the on-site storage for the client, and you're able to check it out. Again, as always, you can transfer it between two different users and locations if needed, and the system will keep track of that as it goes through. So if I go back to on-site administrator and create a batch report for today, search for all batches. Now, these are four that I've created today. The last one here will be the one where I just checked the item in. So it's taking me straight to the item in the search results. If I go back to that report, back in here, the first search. If I look at the item detail here, so the action was check-in. So that's the one that I just went through where I selected the item, checked it in. The system has now captured that. And this is where you can keep track of all the movements and all the items that are being added to and taken from on-site storage for the client. And that's the on-site module. So hopefully that was helpful, and thanks very much.